see Downtown Latte's closing this weekend?
What?
Yes. After 11 years, they're done. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it looked like they would be closed.
Good morning. Welcome into Love My 419 on a Sunday. I'm Andrew Z. Tracy Boyce. Steve Remy is here. Welcome in, everybody. I've got issues, and I know Tracy Boyce is not going to agree with them at all.
Oh, no.
Tracy just came off her big Ottawa Hills performance of Grease, right? The high school puts on this performance.
Tell me more.
Oh, I can tell you a lot.
Well, so here's the thing. So now this weekend, actually after the show today at 2 o'clock, we're going to see the Perrysburg Junior High School's performance of what is it? Mary Poppins. Oh. So here's my issue. Tickets are $13.
Oh, that's
Where?
cheap. That's cheap.
How much was
Our tickets, we did premiere. It was $25 for the good
What?
seats.
You do realize these are kids, right? That have no acting experience. You know what? I'm going to go out and see a George Clooney movie this weekend. That's going to cost me $10. That dude's a professional making millions of dollars. I'm not paying $13 to go see some little kids go out and do Mary Poppins.
Gentlemen, it's called fundraising for the school.
That's ridiculous. I thought in the old days, when did they become so big, these performances? The old days, only the parents would come, and it was free. It was free. Dude, my family, it's going to be $65 for like 5 tickets.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Tell me how it was, Andy.
For some high school kids to prance around as Mary Poppins. Are you kidding?
You can always see like the thread from like they're flying around. I mean, like there's no pyrotechnics.
Sure, I mean I get they're kids that they're going to be good for kids.
Are
but
there
$13?
Are there even snacks?
Probably for another $8 for popcorn, probably.
Oh no! Like I
that's
said, Andy,
issues.
You're an intermission. Call me. Tell me how it was.
You're not spending $13. I can go see a Mud Hens game for less than. I can go see a playoff walleye game for less than $13.
I can buy 2 good martinis.
These are 11-year-olds doing. I'm paying $13. Are you kidding?
I could buy brunch.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and then some. However, ours were high school
I better
kids,
understand. I better know every leading actor's name if I'm paying $13 for anything.
Right.
I'm just saying.
When
all
they
right.
get the Oscar, I better be able to touch it.
Right. All right. We got a busy show for you. Coming up, future 419 stars. You're gonna meet a girl named Madeline Duhamel. She's a freshman at Anthony Way High School. I might pay for.
Okay.
Oh,
not $13 though.
$13.
She's on the way.
I pay $25 for her.
We also got life coach Abby Teet is going to be here. We got to work on her name. Abby Teet's going to be here. Coming up next, we were at Tiger Ridge again this past weekend. We got a big update for you. It's all coming up on Love My 419 right here on NBC 24. We'll be right back.
I'm hurting, baby. I'm broken down. I need your loving, I need it now.
Feature your business on Love My 419. Visit our Facebook page and message us, Love My 419. Or on the web at lovemy419.com. Now, back to Love My 419 on NBC 24.
Welcome back to Love My 419. I'm Andrew Z. Tomorrow, Kenny Hetrick and Tiger Ridge will be back in court continuing to fight for the return of his animals that were taken from his property back in January. One of the animals that will never make it home, Leo the lion, was euthanized by the Ohio Department of Agriculture.
My name is Leo. I was 19 years old and I was killed by the Ohio Department of Agriculture for no other reason than my owner was late applying for a permit. He has spent $60,000 on upgrades to ensure my safe return to Tiger Ridge. I was killed because I was homesick and didn't want to eat their food. Then I was thrown into a vat of acid. They took me away from the only home I'd ever known, from the only owner I'd ever known, and litter mate I had ever known. They threw me into a concrete cell with no sunshine, fresh air, or my medications I have taken for 2 years. Now I cannot even be buried with my family. But I will not be forgotten, nor will my death be in vain.
The King of the Jungle was no match for the ODA. So many were outraged by how this whole thing went down. One of those is musician Jamie Mills. You've probably heard his song Don't Want to Think of You on the radio. He didn't hold back when talking about how the ODA killed Leo the lion.
Well, I can tell you this, and you'll have to excuse the emotion. That makes me want to punch a hole in somebody's face. That is absolutely the most outrageous thing I've ever heard. Imagine for a moment that someone came into your property and took your child and drug him out of there, put him in a truck, took him away, stuck him in a dungeon, denied him the proper food and medical attention until the change in environment created such an anxiety that they took sick and died, and then didn't return the body to you. That to me is the most unimaginable thing I have ever heard about, that, with regard to an exotic animal treated this way. I understand that Leo had some
medical issues.
He had some medical issues.
Older.
He was an older cat. He was the big guy had lived a life and lived a great life.
Absolutely.
Because of the situation that he was in.
Right.
And I am convinced from all of the data that I have read that his transportation out of that facility and into the hands of the state was expedited his illness.
Absolutely.
And I think it's an outrage. It pisses me off. And again, it makes me want to tear a phone book in half. I'm mortified. I can't believe they did that.
Kenny Hetrick's daughter Karina takes us back to when she first heard the news that Leo wasn't coming home.
Well, I can't really tell you my thoughts on air. But I mean, I was devastated because I knew Leo was getting up there in age. I knew that he was, starting to show his age, and I'm just so upset that decision was taken away from us. We've had a lion live on this property for 27 years, but yet they've had it for 90 and it's dead. It's unbelievable.
Well, and how did your dad take it?
Dad was very, very devastated. I don't think he came out of the house for 2 days just because, you walk out here, everything is a constant reminder. Everything in his house is a constant reminder.
The other 10 animals seized from Tiger Ridge continue to sit in very small indoor cages with no fresh air, no sunlight, and on concrete 24/7. An issue I discussed with Jamie Mills when he visited the Love My 419 studios.
One of the frustrating things for me is that this man has put his life into these animals, Kenny Hetrick, over 40 years.
40 years. Yeah. I've done this 40 years.
And how can anyone look at this objectively and say that they're better off now than they were with him? I don't see how anyone with a rationale can get to that point.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can, to be quite frank with you. And I was absolutely mortified when I found out the way in which those animals were tranquilized and taken off of that property. My understanding is, and I know it to be fact, that in those 40 years, there's never been a single incident.
No.
Not one. Not a single incident.
People are on record.
Absolutely.
Tigers, lions, bears, all the cats, all the big cats, not one single one. The sheriff even advised to this.
There has never been a danger to the community.
Nothing's ever got loose.
Or to the caretakers of those animals.
Nobody's ever been bit. Never.
Not even a call.
Not even a call. Not even a call.
Those animals have developed relationships with other animals there, and that social interaction is important. So to answer your question, how are they better off? They're not. They're not better off.
Karina and her dad get their daily strength from the support they continue to get from this community. That was evident during the candlelight vigil last weekend for Leo.
It's just amazing to me that, Leo meant so much to so many people, that, his life meant a lot, and for them just to stop by and, bring pictures or, buy a t-shirt, that just shows that, he really meant a lot to people. He was the king of the jungle, one of God's creatures, and the way that this is all played out, just people aren't taking it laying down, and they want to show their support.
There's so many ways you can help. Go to SaveTigerRidge.com and like them on Facebook. Jamie Mills is doing his part as well with a song he wrote called It's All Bullshit or BS. A song that wasn't written about Tiger Ridge, but that fits the spirit of what's going on there. It's a sad day. We're paying respects to the life of Leo the lion, and hopefully that he's the last animal from Tiger Ridge that doesn't come home alive. This is a story we've been following from the beginning. It's one we'll continue to follow until the end. More Love My 419 is coming up next.
Coming up more Love My 419 in a second, but first Jeff Jaffe's here from Harold Jaffe Jewelers. Good morning, Jeff.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm well.
I got to thank you that you put together this beautiful custom-made bracelet for my daughter, and we didn't break the bank. It's a great thing. Your range doesn't matter. You can, if it's $50, if it's $5 million, you can take care of it, right?
Anywhere in between.
So we did that for birthday, and then we have communion coming up, first communion for my daughter, and so I want to get a little cross, and I talked to you. You're like, no problem, man. You're like a Rastafarian. No problem, man. No matter what.
Except for the dreads.
He's great though, because I was just in there this week and he was perfect. Put new prongs on my wedding ring and got it appraised.
And then you'll let us clean and check it periodically to keep it in good shape.
You know it.
Well, and the other thing too is you do all the repairs in house. Some of them you can even do while you wait.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't like to lose control. We're very. It's important to us that we know what's going on.
Steve, what do you got?
Some of our viewers want to know if you could make a tiara, would you?
Oh. If I could, actually,
can you?
We could, sure. There are.
Let me tell them.
So, some of my viewers named Steve R. Steve R. from Toledo.
Does everybody need a tiara?
He's shocked that not everyone needs a tiara.
Why don't you just give us your style right here?
If you need a tiara, go see Jeff Jaffe at Harold Jaffe Jewelers, where Toledo gets engaged on Talmadge, right across from the mall. Go check out My 419 is next.
Now, back to Love My 419 on NBC 24.
I'm Abby Teet, and I love my 419.
From the Harold Jaffe Jewelers Studios, welcome back to Love My 419. Andrew Z, Tracy Boyce, and Steve Reamy, brought to you by Cherry Vision Center.
Yes, I'm so excited because they're big fans of the show. Good. And all of a sudden, Dr. Cherry said, you know what, Steve, love the show, but you have like too much glare coming on your face there and on your glasses. We said, come in and see me. And look,
there you go, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Welcome aboard, you guys.
Great place to get glasses.
We got a special guest in studio as well. Her name is Abby Teet, and she's kind of a life coach, Abby. Now, I know. Good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
Now, tell me about how you got started. I know that you were doing some at-home marketing. Thinking it was just a side business, stay home with the kids type thing.
Yes.
And then something happened to your husband. Tell us about that. Take us back to that time.
I actually started in a jewelry company, selling jewelry from home, think Tupperware, that kind of thing, direct sales. And part-time gig just to stay at home with my daughter a little bit more often. And he actually drove over the road for a FedEx. And so he had gotten into 2 accidents in the same month. And so I needed to pick my business up because I was not going to.
So he lost his job.
Well, he had to pull back because he was just working too many hours. And so somebody had to pick it up. And so that was my job. It was my turn.
That driver record have anything to do with it?
Yeah, well, yes, his record.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah. Well, for sure. You can't just go around getting in accidents.
No.
So I mean, obviously that was the whole income for the family. Yours was just kind of probably spending money at the time, sure. I'm guessing. And now all of a sudden you decide you realize that you have to step up. What was that like?
It was a little intimidating, but you know what? I just went for it, and I knew I had to do it for my family. It's amazing what you'll do when you have to, provide for kids.
Absolutely.
So I just went for it. I built a business up really fast, and I just found what I loved was working with women really closely and helping them to find their own ultimate success. And that's how I got started in coaching.
So now you're coaching, basically sales coaching, helping them do at home whatever the business is. It doesn't matter because really you're buying them. I mean, it doesn't matter what the product is. Is that right, Abby?
It is so true. It really has nothing to do with just the product. I mean, jewelry's beautiful. Women are going to buy it wherever, but when you can give them an experience, and that's what these women bring, they have an opportunity to really stay at home and build their own lives, whatever they want.
It always annoys me though because my ex-wife would always get invited to all these parties, and I'm like, you're not gonna spend $30 on jewelry you can get at Walmart for $2. What are you doing? It's like it's jewelry, it's face makeup, it's sex toys,
it's an investment.
I'm like, what are you
It's an investment.
What do you mean an
That's
investment?
what she has on. Is that beautiful
It's a
or
way.
what?
It's a way to spend 50 times more than you would have to spend.
Quality. I mean, do you want slimy lunch meat or do you want the good lunch meat?
I want the good
Exactly.
I would
Nicely put.
When
It's
you,
the quality.
when you put it in food terms, I get it now.
Yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative. Oh,
So
yeah.
Abby, how if someone doesn't know they can get started, like they feel intimidated, they're like, oh, I don't want to do something like that. Give them one thing that they can take away from this and be like, oh, if I do it that way, then I could be successful.
It truly is, especially when it comes to women, just the belief that you can, because the tools are there. When you start with the company, especially where I'm at, we give you the tools you need to be successful. You just have to believe that you can do it. And so that's really the angle that I take with the women that I work with, that they can really
Go ahead,
do
Steve.
Do you think a lot of it is just getting these women to feel confident about themselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, women, we just beat ourselves up. And life
So
beats us
true.
up. And
That's
so
true.
you
It's a societal thing. I don't know why. We just love to tear women down for some reason. Whether it's
Yes.
the body images we show on TV or whatever it is. It's so hard for like I'm overweight, of course, but we are so deathly afraid about my daughters because I've talked with other guy friends. It's like society isn't nice to girls that have extra weight on them, and it's so sad.
I have two daughters myself, and one is 7 weeks old, and the other is 4. And so I think that to myself too. You know, just I guess the message that I have to relay down to my girls is what they're going to grow up on. So we are pro women.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Abby
yes.
Teet, thanks for stopping
Oh,
by.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Abby Teet. More Love My 419 is coming up next. Hang on.
I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out.
From the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios, welcome back to Love My 419. I'm Andrew Z. Tracy Boyce, Steve Reamy, brought to you by Rachel Michaels Gourmet Popcorn.
And she has the best new popcorn out, beer-infused popcorn.
Oh my God, Rachel Michaels.
infused.
Check her out on Monroe. All right, we got a new segment right now. It's called Future 419 Stars. This is where we highlight some of the talented kids in Northwest Ohio. And this is our first one. Her name is Madeline Duhamel. She's a freshman at Anthony Wayne High School. Check her out, a Future 419 star.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? And like a river flows surely to the sea, and darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows and surely to the sea, and darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too,
So Madeline Duhamel, that was awesome. Congratulations. Now, how long have you been singing?
Since I was 8.
8 years old? Really? And what have you done professionally?
I've only been in the Children's Choir of Northwest Ohio. I was in that for a few years, and then I started singing at family weddings, and then after that I sang at the Fall Festival last year, and I sang the national anthem there.
And then what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I want to go down to Nashville and, of course, try to hit fame, but if I don't, then either go in the medical field, either be a nurse or try to be an OBGYN.
Very cool. Madeline Duhamel, you were awesome. You have to come back and do another song for us at some point, okay?
I will.
Madeline Duhamel, future 419 star right there on Love My 419.
Tom and Cheese Grilled Cheese and Tomato Soup Restaurant is now here. You've seen it on Shark Tank. The restaurant that started in Cincinnati is now on Dussel Drive in Maumee.
Tom and Cheese, candy free.
Sundays from noon to 3.
And their sandwiches are amazing.
Noon to 3 with adult purchase, limit 2 per family, eat in only. Other restrictions may apply.
Well, awesome. That's great. So you'll be coming back?
Of course.
Welcome back to Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. I'm Andrew Z, Tracy Boyce, Steve Remy, brought to you by Burger Bar 419. Good flipping burgers.
Oh my God. And remember, Sundays after 2, kids under 12 eat free.
That's today, you guys.
Is that Bourbon Bar open yet?
Burger Bar 419. All right, real quick, I got to tell you guys, Bellamere Suites, we're doing a big giveaway. If you deserve to have a free night to Bellamere, go to our Facebook page, Love My 419, and get all the details there. But you got to enter for the month of April for our big contest, Bellamere Suites. All right, for Steve Remy, Tracy Boyce, I'm Andrew Z. You guys have a great weekend, a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you next week right here on Love My 419 and NBC 24.
There you go, Joey.
If I have to take the Argentinian flag to get it off, I'm fine. But I would rather be all white. But if I gotta go with that, then I'm fine.
You didn't know about cocoa butter?
I use it, but I have the Vaseline or whatever version of it.
No.
And it's cocoa. It smells like cocoa butter.
It's like yellow.
Yeah, it's just called cocoa butter. That's what it's called.
Oh, I'm so getting it.
Not shea.
It's not greasy?
Butter.
Well, I like the shea butter.
Cocoa butter.
Yeah.
It's not greasy?
All right. Welcome back to Love My 419 Studios from the Harold Jaffe.
Let's do
One
it.
more time.